So not only am I going to be making as many national parks as possible, but what I'm also going to be doing is making them as high appeal as possible. I don't want there to be a quantity of national parks. I want my national parks to be the best they can be. It's not something I usually focus on. So let's pop serfdom in, and starting in my capital and working out, we're going to see what we can do, because we're going to need a lot of builders planting a lot of woods, which of course increases not only the appeal but also the production of the tiles thereon. I'm going to work around and see if we can't make just amazing national parks. We're going to get rid of a lot of improvements here. So this central belt around Kapayobi all the way down to Parla and Widget, Frankincense Battlesword, this pocket is what I'm going to focus on first. Let's get ourselves a ton of stuff. I could just see there's a good word there. I love being able to just pray in that many builders just from nothing. Actually, whilst I'm here, Frankincense Battlesword can just start proceedings by putting down a national park. So we're going to just buy one naturalist. Remember, there's a 15% discount on them, and we'll just have a look and see how many we can put down without really doing anything. There's actually a remarkably small amount of national parks, but that's fine. We're going to make these. We're going to manually make these. And my preserves, by the way, they are going to interrupt the national parks a little bit, but that's fine. We were kind of after yields, and yields are really fun. Moksha finally has arrived as well. We're going to actually pray in a lava, which isn't something I usually do. And an aqueduct, buy in a 7 faith shrine. This is all good. Moksha, now you move over towards, let's go to Alex Frost this time. Preserves. There's always an idea that starts and ends with preserves. This is no different. There are going to be so many woods in my empire. At the moment, I can afford to buy in about 7 or 8 builders every turn. Such is the outrageous amount of faith I've got. Some games will just fly for me, you know, like they go really, really quickly. Other games, there's a lot of micromanagement behind the scenes you're not seeing, so the editing really pulls in quite well and just makes this into a delightful video to watch. This is one of those videos. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, already 23 tourism national park, but I'm just going to keep planting woods in this area. I think we can do better than that. Rome just declared war on me as well. They may have declared war on my ally Scotland. Never mind. We'll forgive them because I'm too busy just being awesome. It's a burden. It truly is a burden. The only golden age I could possibly go for is monumentality again, because when you've got 1,280 faith per turn, you better just spend it. That's exactly what we're going to try and do. You can see we are now just terraforming our land as best as we can with woods on every tile, just making the most outrageously perfect places. Beautiful national parks, beautiful forests, just everything is glorious. Yes, if a wildfire hits this area, I'm in trouble, but we try not to think about that. That's a horrible reality that we can avoid. Because of the length of my empire as well, we are bordering or adjacent to quite a few different civs. I'm going to start sending a couple of trade routes out to up my tourism. This is it. I'm not really even committed 100% to a tourism victory here. It's more just, it's something to do. I'm going to be building so many national parks anyway. It sort of makes sense in my head to do. You'll be pleased to know I've started settling again as well. Kovawu, this land. It will be beautiful land. Aha, Tilki has finally achieved 2 population, which means the settler spam can resume, because 1,300 faith is not going to spend itself every turn. It is an outrageously large amount of faith per turn. It really is. I treat myself to a couple of envoys in Buenos Aires and Singapore. No, I lie. Hong Kong and Johannesburg, and that would give me 15% bonus production in all cities through Kilwa, which is actually pretty handy. We're just saving up for the sanctuary in my capital. That will massively help things, and I'm actually going to stop getting Pingala, and we're actually going to switch to Rena. I'm going to go unimproved features, receive +1 appeal. I'm going to really start stacking up as many things as I can. In fact, once industrialization is done, I'm going to beeline into Eiffel Tower and then into combustion, because I think I can get Golden Gate Bridge in my capital, and if I can do that, I can probably make quite a few national parks, especially if I do manage to get Eiffel Tower. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to, but it's worth a crack, I think. All mines are going now. I have enough luxuries. I have enough production in areas like this that nothing like this should really matter. Oh, you know I'm having fun with national parks when the tile pins come out in this level. So many pins. So many. Bob Tway, you're over on the left-hand side of my empire. This is another beautiful area with some very, very nice infrastructure. We must keep spreading. We must keep expanding in every direction. So this gives you a good example of how much the tourism of a natural park can be changed. So this is I'm Daft. without really doing anything, this national park has 14 tourism, which is just simply the appeal of all of these tiles added together. However, if I now start to plant woods not only in these tiles, but in all the surrounding tiles as well, you see already that's gone up to 20 tourisms. We've actually made that a third better, just from a couple of tile improvements there. Not every natural park is identical and the same. Some are just better than others. Like this one, again, this one is in Pala and is worth 23 tourism. Very big appeal. Floodplain tiles don't help at all, but we'll work those out. There's stuff that we can do about that. This is the preserve in my capital. Let's now build a sanctuary here. And as you can see, the yields are now looking rather silly. This all helps with St. Basil's Cathedral as well, because there's a lot of extra production in this city now. Keep on working it. Keep on working it. There's always more that can be done. Here you go, Pingala, out of my capital. I'm daft, will keep you company. Reina, in you go. We're going to have some serious appeal in this city. I always find it very annoying that you can't plant forests on tiles with resources. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it would be fun if I could just put forests anywhere I wanted to, without restriction, you know, just slap them down anywhere. No one really minds. I think that's the first time I've seen my faith at pretty much zero in, I'd say, about 60 turns. We've been spending pretty ruthlessly, and I'm glad we've hit this point, but it's taken some effort. Oh, a new continent. Sean Kelly, you should be so lucky. Almost up to 1,500 faith per turn now. It's only a few turns after the initial goal. Mons and Michelle. All apostles now have the martyr ability, and we've got a nice place to put a couple of relics. It didn't get themed. We're not playing as Sweden, but it's still fun. Reina, forestry management. Oh, my capital's going to be such a look by the end of this. 15 population it is as well. I might be cutting out all of the fish resources I can't work because they're too far away. That's fine. Keep public works in for a bit. It's getting good use out of all of my builders. Just means when I pray them in, they stretch very, very far and I don't need too many of them. I am putting a lot of colossal heads down. They improve fully once you've got humanism. Okay, I have already unlocked them. It's always an upgrade path, that city-state, that I can never quite remember, but I think we're on it this time. St. Basil's Cathedral. 100% religious tourism in this city, and +1 food, +1 production, +1 culture in all Tundra tiles for this city. That's my capital. So now these tiles are all very good, including these ones around the preserves. Very nice. We'll need Eiffel Tower at some point. Maybe my capital's not the place to build that. I'm thinking of saving up some faith now and just rushing through some engineers. We could pick up Filippo and rush Eiffel Tower with that. I think that's not a bad idea. Let's go workshop, shipyard, all this stuff. Things are all just about coming together now. And a musician. Of course, I'm getting 19 musician points every turn. I'm just making sure that all of my new great people are just spreading my religion on the edges of my lands. Don't forget, I have Vatican. Vatican helps with that massively. Tun Moon, welcome. Welcome in. This is on the far left of my empire. El Truand. Actually, that's spices. I finally got myself some of these Tundra spices I've been looking at for ages. They've looked incredibly tasty. So I just built this grove. It's not really applying its full yields to many places, but then I start going like, wee, 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 and the yields just appear from nowhere. You love it. Especially as I add preserves to the mix. More of them every turn. More groves. More yields, gaining almost 100 faith every turn at the moment. I don't know how long this will last, but I hope it'll last forever, because this is great. Actually, this would definitely continue if I throw some more envoys into Leventa. Up to 1,800 now. There's a large part of me that would really like to take over in Gazagamu, because that's a seriously crazy faith discount when I'm buying armed units. Yeah, that'll be pretty difficult to say no to. I'm gonna have to force myself, but I would like to do that. I very much would. Let's get myself one Cossack. I do have a bit of a barb problem, and it's this line inventory. In fact, no, I'm going to get myself two, and I can have my first core. Nice and powerful, that unit. Oh no, that's so annoying. Vatican City was killed. Down here, wow. Mapuche, this is so far away from me. There's a possibility we can still liberate that, but, oh my lord, that's annoying. Maybe if I levy Kabul and upgrade these troops, that could be a way of doing this. Here is the city, and it's just a single musket. Fine, we'll levy it, we'll upgrade it, I'll bring it over. Maybe we can liberate. It's unlikely because Mapuche will have plus 10 combat strength against me, but it's not the most unheard of thing. Maybe there's a way around this. I want all of the faith city-states I can get. Them being killed is not a good option for me. Choco Gamer is my 27th city. Well, hey, getting them done. Rain is established in my capital now, which means my 2 national parks here are worth 36 tourism and 32. It's good, but we can improve this city further, I think. Edinburgh. Oh, even Scotland is now giving me cities. Tired Plonker, this one's yours. It's Pantanal. Oh, an unfortunate Pantanal given the resources around it. It can't really be preserved. That's unfortunate, but a +4 holy site is pretty good. Let's work on that one. City-state emergency, yes. I'm going to add this as a proposal. Let's hope that we can actually get a pretty good army together for this one. Oh wow, they're going after Kabul now. I think this may not be good. This Malon Raider is very, very strong. I don't think Vatican's getting liberated anytime soon. I just have that feeling. Yes, city-state emergency. This will actually reveal, hopefully, quite a lot of the map if it goes through. It didn't go through. Oh, Latara voted 9 times down on it. Very well played. Very well played. All right, we'll try it. We'll try and just keep moving units in this direction. There's got to be another way we can get troops down here. Maybe we just have to do the long journey, pray in some Cossacks and just have them run down. Could be the way to go. Oh, look at these sanctuary yields beginning to add up down here now. Oh, yes. The hollow is hollow no more. Well, let's celebrate by now starting to look at tourism, because the tourism's now beginning to jump up and I really haven't done much to do that. It's only turned 139. I don't have open borders with anyone, really. A couple of people. I also don't have any trade routes, so this is just base tourism. All right, well, what happens if I try hard? Let's just go round and open everyone's borders we can. Excellent. There's still one person I haven't met, and Mapuche still doesn't like me. What are you going to do? I'm going to start sending trade routes out as well. Just a little bit of extra tourism here and there. Let's pick up Da Vinci, see how much it's going to be for the next one. Mimir will go next. We don't need Mimir. We want Filippo, especially with Eiffel Tower just on the corner. I really wish that emergency had gone through. My lord, that would have made map exploration so much easier. Never mind. Steel. Eiffel Tower to appeal on every single tile in my nation. That's a lot of extra tourism, because don't forget, most of my national parks that don't have any mountains in, like this one for instance, that will be another 8 tourism on the national park, which is just wonderful. That's just lovely. You really want to see that. Da Vinci is going to give me 2 random eurekas. Give me a useful one. Refining was a useful one. Yeah, fair play. This city says -20. Do I think that's a genuine -20? I kind of do. 613 population. This is settling right by Zulu's capital. Might see if I can settle both of these cities at the same time and hope that we can rig the system somehow. You never know. Weird things have happened. Oh, and someone actually ended up buying Mimir. All right, cool. Well, that's fine for me. I have Filippo and we are laughing. 3 charges towards a wonder. We need a city with fairly decent production. Red Mandrake. Oh, yes, you will do. 78 production. Okay, let's get the Eiffel Tower started and we'll get this working as fast as possible. 13 faith for a girdler and a little bit of extra food. It's the food that just subtly creeps in to make sure that you're having fun. Don't need limes anymore. Physically can't build the things. Levy en masse could be fun, as could logistics. I think logistics actually works better than I think. Tuen Moon. Build this preserve, the central one of 5. That'll make this area just beautiful, and then move on to Choco Gamer. We will make this into the best area ever. Actually, I might need to move you to one of these 2 cities, but we'll think of it. We'll get there, don't worry. Up to 1,158 production, by the way. That's quite a lot of production, considering I've got 1,874. I'm sorry, what was that? Scotland, are you trying to convert me? Are you trying to convert me? I think you are, aren't you? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's just unfortunate, isn't it? There's a lot of Inquisitors around you now, and none of them are very happy with what you've been up to. No one ever expects the Ursa Inquisition. Right, let's try this. It says -20. 20. Minus 20 is not good. This says minus 22. If I name them, then maybe they will stay. We've got Jammin, Lady of the Reeds and Marshes. So it's minus 23 and minus 14. Hey, actually, that's already better. That's already better. Magnus, actually, you just produce a settler and then make your way over. And what we need to do is get as much population in these cities as physically possible, as quickly as possible. We'll find a way. I think we'll find a way to get this done. Oh, we finally met the last person. It was Dido. Where on earth are you? Oh, by Rome. Ah, we should have expected that. Oh well, good to meet you. I'll have open borders. Thank you. Okay, this isn't actually very useful at all. This thing is a debater. All right, well, I'll wait for it to attack me, and in the meantime, I'll just burn a charge. Just make sure that all of its influence has just randomly disappeared. Go on, you attack me, and then I'll kill you when you're weak. Can't believe Scotland would send that to me, though. I think that's just mean. What have I ever done against anyone? I've been just lovely and peaceful up in my little corner, producing 1,936 faith per turn. Just chilling. That's what I've been doing. Next up, professional sports. And Scotland did attack my inquisitors, which they are going to regret because now you've left yourself weak. Haha. Oh, that's unfortunate. You know, unless he was a martyr, in which case I've just given him a 3 relic. But apart from that, it's probably the right thing to have done. And yep, that's right. I can build Golden Gate in my capital. Probably the only city in my empire that has the production to be able to pull it off. 3 extra amenities. All tiles in the city gain 4 appeal and 100% tourism from all improvements and national parks in this city. As I say, once you've seen White and Nerdy pull off basically a 2,000 tourism city in a competitive multiplayer game, I'm just like, that's all I want to do now. I want to replicate it. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Okay, let's beeline flight now because that will give me some more tourism on improvements like colossal heads, which can be very handy. Let's get another trader going. And after that, we'll have to think of whatever's going to give me the most tourism. I haven't quite worked that out yet. Turn 146, 2,000 faith per turn. That is now giving me exactly 400 science, 400 culture, and 400 gold. Delicious. My numbers just keep going up and up and up. And more national parks get put down every turn as well. This is my new favorite thing to do every turn. Helps with the loyalty, helps with the happiness. It's generally just an amazing thing to do. Still settling. City 31. Helicopter kicker again. You're working on lavas. Now 41 turns to build. And expanding my land so that I can get more national parks later. But spices mean that this should grow pretty quickly, you know. Give me traders and fewer grievances. That way I can do horrible things in the late game and no one can judge me. I also now have ski resorts and stadiums and a stadio. A stadio is the one I really would like to get. Flight has indeed given me just a little bit more tourism. Just the odd occasional improvement. These colossal heads, that's worth 6 tourism. They're very good when you put them in the middle of a bunch of forests, and luckily all I have is forest. That's basically my entire empire. Now we're going to beeline computers to get that 25% extra tourism. Lady of the Reeds and Marshes is so close to being loyal. I just can't quite flip the switch. I think we'll get there, but it's really proving difficult. Oh, we've just found Valletta. Valletta is pretty handy when you have 2,000 faith, but I've also got Eiffel Tower. Every tile in my civilization now gains 2 appeal. Every single one. You ready for this? Wabam! 836 tourism, and I've got 36 tourism from this national park and 32 from this one. Oh, this is looking lovely. I'm actually thinking as well, tourism from improvements. Maybe I should build more colossal heads in this city. There are a couple of tiles that could probably have these that aren't next to preserves or aren't giving appeal or anything like that. Only a couple, but hey, a little bit of extra tourism will help down the line, so we'll just buy a builder to clear these out. Sometimes you look away for a little while and then you come back and you realize that yields are happening, and that's wonderful. Look at all of this. Oh, it's beautiful. Got some envoys spare. Wouldn't it be great if Vatican was back in the game, hey? Vatican is very well protected. I don't see a way we're going to grab Vatican unless it flips loyalty-wise. I haven't found any other faith city-state, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh well, Anshan will do. Science from all of my great works. Oh, that was a big boost. I'll continue to build up my trade routes because I am starting to now get a couple of trade routes to various people, like to the Netherlands, for instance, and to Macedon. Tourism. You gotta love it. Oh wow, we're actually getting a decent chunk from a lot of people. In fact, appreciate, I'll give you peace for now. You got some things I want anyway. Beautiful. On turn 151, you can see that we have 76 spaces for national parks, which means I can add up in my head, we have 19 national national parks now, which is quite a lot. It's a satisfyingly large amount. I keep switching my alliances around in the hope that revealing more of the map will discover more safe city-states for me, and it has not. Never mind. That's okay. We've hit 1,000 tourism on turn 152. Starting to squeeze the numbers out now and claim more and more of these delicious trade routes. There's only a few civs that we haven't started trading with. Rome is ages away. Maori, Egypt, Phoenicia, India, Greece. I shall keep an eye out because I think some of those will be claimable with a little bit of persuasion. Auckland has appeared. Yay for Auckland. But I think I'll claim Valletta first, just because I can really. Edgar Allan Poe, which is the next. Jane Austen, 5,000 faith. That's like 3 turns worth of faith. We can afford her. Computers is about to appear. 25% tourism across my empire. 1,415 now. This is without biosphere. This is just pure national parks. Although, saying that, biosphere does sound quite fun. Let's pick up biosphere as well. There's almost like a 0% chance I'll actually end up using it. Sometimes just having it is what matters. There's Golden Gate Bridge, which means my 2 national parks should get boosted by about 16 appeal each, and then they should be doubled. So I'm hoping to see quite a considerable increase. Does make me want to play a game with this wonder though, where to see just how crazy these things can go. 150 tourism on that park, 140 on this one. Yeah, okay, I'm starting to see some crazy synergies here. Look at these numbers. Yeah, this gives me an idea for a game. This very much gives me an idea for a game. Oh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Anyway, next up, environmentalism. Another boost of tourism. Sometimes, what more do you need in life than just endless tourism over and over? That's a very chilly looking Eiffel Tower. I like how all the wonders do change weather effects, depending on where you build them on the map. That's fun. Biomed wonders. I wonder if we'll see something like that in Civ 7. I'm kind of hoping we will. I've forgotten I was building Bolshoi. Yay! 2 randomly chosen 3 civics. I'm hoping environmentalism will be one of them, but it's unlikely to be because I haven't unlocked any of the governments. Suffrage and nuclear program. Okay, yep, not environmentalism, but at least it's something, you know? At least we've got something. Biosphere. 1 turn to environmentalism though, that's the bigger one, and as you can see, we are now in a place where we are pretty much stealing 11 tourists every turn, which means we're, doing this in about 6 turns. You know what the mad thing about this game is, right? Obviously, Barb clans mean that there are more city-states, okay? But I haven't actually suzerained or got many envoys at all. Like, I have not really played a very good city-state game at all. And secret societies, sure, it really helps in some ways. I'm not going to say to you that like 450 extra science and culture and gold hasn't been really helpful. It has sped the game along. But the wild thing about this strategy is short about, how many cities we got? 31 times 4 faith per old god obelisk. So with modifiers, call it like 160, 170 faith per turn. This strategy is still entirely viable without any game modes. That's how broken this is, and it's only turn 157 and we are slamming into a victory here. When it comes to culture, I still don't think there is anyone that can really rival Russia on this sort of map. Now, like, don't get me wrong. This is obviously a heavily weighted map towards Russia's benefits. Like, not every map will do this, and we are playing an ultra faith playthrough, but this is quite replicable. This is something that could easily be done, I think. Well, certainly, I'm having a lot of fun anyway. Let's go now for the wind farm and solar farm. Just in case I do build biosphere, I need to be able to use it properly. There's something very satisfying about saying, you know what? There's still 3 Renaissance era merchants left, and I have 9,600 faith burning a hole in my pocket. So here's Giovanni, and there's Jacob, and there's Raja. It's just like, I want them all. Thank you very much. A couple of admirals left, actually. Maybe we'll pick up some admirals as well. Why not? Don't really know why I'm building flood barriers, but I am. I just really care. And actually, lakes maps can be weirdly susceptible to flooding, like because of the way the game loads them in, and there's really nowhere for them to go. If you're by any of the lakes, oh yeah. I say lakes, the actual coast bits of the lake, rather than the lake itself. Like, you just fall underwater. Who just stole gold from Frankincense battle sword? How dare you? That's just me mean? Environmentalism, 2,200 tourism per turn. Well, that's just lovely. We better get social media as well in order to get online communities. Oh yeah, environmentalism very much sped this up. That's, oh, it's literally just Rome now. Blimey. This is such an inefficient game, and just the absolute sheer ferocity of the amount of tourism I've got is just making every single calculation be like, oh, it's fine. You've probably got enough. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's just assume it's fine. Composites. Now I have tanks. But you know, that's not a tank, is it? It's a modern armor. Oh, it's even better. Still building national parks. Any reason why? No. I have a problem. No, wait, sorry. I don't have a problem. I absolutely don't have a... Sorry, thank you. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Almost let that one slip. I'm not even going to build it in time, but I'm going to try and build a stadio because it makes me smile, because I don't have enough happiness or culture. Look at these meaty national parks. 42, 45, 36, 42. Oh, they're so good. I really enjoyed focusing on actually making the parks better rather than just making them more of a thing. I mean, look at this. 180 for a park. Oh man, my respect for what White and Nerdy did is just increasing by the turn. I love that the Pantanal doesn't count as a rainforest for the purposes of boosting the colossal head. I feel like that's an oversight, but I can also see exactly why that wouldn't quite be coded in properly. Something tells me I may win next turn, depending if Rome behaves or not. Rome, you going to behave? You going to do it? Don't make me come down there. Actually, you've got 93 defenses. Ignore that. Whoa! Who declared war on me this time? Mapuche. Mapuche declared war on me again. And now the Barbs are killing my ironclad. I think this is just mean. I mean, I've won, but I still think that's mean. Awful. It's a victory! Oh, yes. Wonderful. Well, he only got Catherine the Great, but I guess that is an appropriate ranking for such a playthrough. Buildings constructed. Look at my line. Cities captured. 0. I know. Ursa. A peaceful game. Cities founded. We got to like 31, I think. To be honest, it was just becoming pragmatically difficult. It was administratively difficult at that point to do more. Only 2 cities lost all game. The AI is so passive sometimes. Districts. A lot. Culture. Can you see where I got void singers? It just went boop. Yep, my line is standing to attention. The science line. Same thing, but I lost a city-state at the end. The faith line. I promise other people did get faith, but I got the most. You see me losing a city-state there. Pain. Absolute pain. Score. I have the score lead by turn 85. Religions founded. No one got to it before I did. In fact, if I go to the cities founded graph, you can see I didn't found my first city until turn 50. And by turn 150, I had 30 something. It just shows you sometimes rushing out the gate at the beginning of the game doesn't necessarily get you the best results. Units killed. A lot. Units lost. Some scouts. Wonders constructed. I actually built some wonders today. Look at me go. Yay. So do you want to hear my hot take? My hottest of spicy takes. And I think this is a pretty spicy hot take, I must say. Whilst I think work ethic Russia is incredibly powerful, I still think Feed the World Russia, I prefer them. Whether they're better or not, I'm not entirely sure, but I prefer them because I find the absolute throttling of food when you're settling in the tundra like this. Feed the World makes a really big difference. And I would rather have more population to get more districts and then put more lumber mills down or mines or whatever it is and get the production that way. Sure, the lava is incredibly cheap, and once you get some huge adjacencies on it, I'm not going to complain about 16 production on work ethic. Yeah, it's really powerful. Totally agree. But I still think my hot take is that Feed the World Russia may be better than work ethic Russia. It's certainly better if you have a start that encompasses more different terrain types. I'm pretty sure of that. But what I would like to call the White and Nerdy Russia Preserve meta, that is still incredibly strong. I love it. I think it really gels well because it is a well-needed source of food for the absolutely food-starved Russia orcs. And I have come away from this game with a crippling need to play a city that gets as much tourism as I have seen White and Nerdy get with what can only be described as a wonderful Golden Gate combo. The fact that over here I can have a national park with 36 tourism, and if I find another few, one there for 43, one here for 36. But then in my capital I have 168, 180. Now all I'm thinking is, why did I build all these districts and wonders? Imagine if my capital was just nothing but national parks. Oh, what's the most tourism that you could, in theory, put in one city? Maybe after the Civ Give, I owe White and Nerdy a tribute, just to kind of validate and doff my cap to what I think was possibly the best thing in the entire Civ Give. That one city, which I absolutely did not raise, and I don't have bad nightmares about it. I can sleep fine. It's a pleasure being back with the videos. Thank you so much for all the support. Then Patreon people, coffee people, everyone that subscribes, everyone that likes the videos, you are all fantastic souls. You really help me to do what I'd love to do. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to come to Discord for this save file, or if you want any of the mod lists I use, and I'll see you next time. And I'll need your boots and your coat and your plump preserve. See you later, goodbye. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Capo Yobby Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy Zersa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluk 79, Bob Loblaw, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Minnow, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Poppy Dude, Dan Jamo, Buster Blader, Bob Tway, Toddler, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye.